Herzlich willkommen zu Let's Play Stanley Parable. Ja, ich bin aus Versehen beim Rumdrücken hier, als ich versucht habe, dem ja irgendwie Input einzuprügeln, bin ich wohl auf der Tastatur irgendwie hängen geblieben und habe aus Versehen F12 gedrückt, was bei mir der Shortcut für Aufnahme und Stopp ist. Okay. Mal weiter. Aha. So.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Haben wir rechts noch irgendwelche Optionen? Wir sind da hinten durch, wir sind runtergesprungen. Doch, da gab es noch eine Tür, wo wir
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja, oder einfach mal gucken, was noch passiert.
The lounge was grand, majestic. Perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nämlich die hier.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Ah, don't you! Ciao! Es wird dunkel.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Ich wäre rechts. Kann ich nicht. Diesmal muss ich links gehen. Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ach so, natürlich, jeder macht mal Fehler.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Ach so.
Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. What the...
No! This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Spoiler alert!
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Strom sparen hier in der Firma. Ganz wichtig.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Jetzt gehen wir hier mal links. Aha. Story. Story?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ich war doch noch gar nicht fertig mit Suchen. Mensch. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Strom sparen, Strom sparen. Baby, Strom sparen. Ich bin der Stromsparbeauftragte der Firma.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. I hate Mondays.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Ach, so schön, so im Kreis
No,
gedreht.
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Ist das bescheuert. So, außerdem ist das gar nicht möglich, hier so zu bauen.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Ja.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yoo-hoo!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Danke.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Start. Yeah.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Alle die Linie, TM. Nein. Ja. Stromsparbeauftragter. Gut, halt. Aha. Ich will ausmachen. Solitär, hier wird nicht gespielt. Ja, okay. Obwohl halt, was passiert, wenn wir jetzt in die andere Richtung gehen? Nur so aus Interesse.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Ach so, die Linie TM. Da ist ja auch wieder die Linie TM. Okay, folgen wir mal die Linie TM.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Der Riddler. Oh mein Gott. Das aus, wunderbar.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Fahren. Ein Fahren mit einer Computertastatur. Ein Computerfahren. Pardon, falls man das gehört hat.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Egal, ich folge der Linie.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
274. Ach man, ich wollte 274 suchen. Ja, die blöde Linie. Mal gucken, ob die Linie jetzt gesprächiger ist, oder... Ja. Der Stromsparbeauftragte.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Geil.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay, cool. Was Neues.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Los, genau. Ich hab schon den perfekten Masterplan, was mein neuer Kumpel Francis und ich machen
not
können.
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Nimm Sie TM. Ich sehe keine Linie. Nein, ich sehe keine. Nein, ich sehe keine Linie. Nein, Linie sehe ich nicht. Linie? Was war meine Augen so? Oh, scheiße. Ciao, Linie. TM.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay.
Oh, Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Gut gemacht, mein Freund. Finde ich
And
gut.
the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
Weiß ich nicht.
whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Was? Erzähler?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja, Leute. Ich glaube, wir haben jetzt bis auf die linke Tür alles soweit durch. Und den Code
When
eingegeben.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Bitte links durch. Ah ja, keine
Yet there
Meeting.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nein. Ab in den Keller. Keller ist gut. Ist das Taubenschiss? Warum? Woher?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Ja.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Genau.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Yeah.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Genau.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Gelogen.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Ah, keine Frau.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Also waren wir nur ein Sidekick. Interessant. Und schon wieder zurück.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ich bin echt mal gespannt, was passiert, wenn wir diesen Input voll kriegen.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office Hoping he might come to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hä? Das sieht doch nicht... Hä? Das sieht doch ganz anders aus als vorher.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. Das muss ich mir mal eben notieren. Ich will mal gucken, ob das in der nächsten Runde dann auch noch so ist. Sekunde.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Genau das ist es ja. Genau das.
2845.
Ja, ich mache ja schon. 2854. Oh, falsch. 2845. Ich glaube nämlich...
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Was? Hat er irgendwas vom Notfallgerät gesagt? Lol? Okay, gucken wir doch mal. Und es geht runter. Es lädt. Ich will nicht, dass es lädt. Also ich will schon, dass es lädt. Wir gucken, was passiert. Fangen wir es wieder von vorne an? Kann ja eigentlich gar nicht.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Egal.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yep.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Mhm. Loading. Ladebildschirme sind toll.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Tschüss.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Was?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Das ist eine gute Frage, Madame.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Korridor. Ist das der... Warte mal, ist das... Ja! Das ist Stanleys Office. Office Layout, genau, hier spielen wir immer Dings. Wenn wir hier durch, dann kommen wir hier vorne an. Ja! Die Credits. Schön. Maintenance Room. The Office. Supi. Mehr Enden, weniger Enden, mehr Erzähler, weniger Erzähler. Warzone. Früher in der Entwicklung haben wir dieses Ende, oder haben wir uns gedacht, dass Stanley in einem Schlachtfeld mit Aliens endet. Next action game wage against the narrator. Also es würde alles irgendwie Sinn ergeben, dass er dann gegen den Erzähler kämpft. Wir haben aber schon bald nach dem Schreiben erkannt, dass es alles viel zu witzig und an die Nase fassend ist. Plus einige Leute würden das als Veralbern von Leuten, die Shooter mögen, verstehen. Und das ist nun wirklich nicht ihr Vorhaben gewesen. Greenlight. Aha, aha. Cool, cool. Okay, okay. Narrator E-Mails. Ach cool. Das ist schön. Was haben wir hier? Was von The Office? The Lounge. Ach ja. Der Cargo Lift. Apartment Timer. Aha. Voll weitläufig, Alter. One option. Ja, bei Lounge, Maintenance Staircase. Two options. Doorways to maintenance, okay. Nur eine Option. Confusion ending, staircase. Vent. Simplest Version, ja. Schade, mit dem Vent wäre auch noch ganz cool gewesen, glaube ich. Sending Model. Sending. Was? Sending. Ah, das ist hier das normale Menü. Das Spiel ist jetzt pausiert. Schön. Was ist das? Countdown Desk. Okay. Freedom Ending. Es gibt ein Freedom Ending? Oh, gibt das so viel zu entdecken, ne? Stanley's Office. Also wenn ich das hier langweilen sollte, dann muss ich sagen, tut mir das zwar ein bisschen leid, aber mir doch egal. Was ist das? Ja. The Lounge. Ach, das ist die Mitarbeiter-Lounge. Okay, aber ich glaube, wir sind jetzt durch. Exit. Das war echt nett.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Ciao.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Mm-hmm.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Am Arsch! So, und jetzt? Neustart? Neustart, also... Also das Spiel ist noch nicht zu Ende. Es läuft noch, ich weiß noch nicht... Müssen wir es jetzt manuell neu starten, oder? Das Spiel ist auf jeden Fall sehr verwirrend. Aber auch echt lustig gemacht, das muss er jeder nicht lassen. So, komm, hier. Ich habe einen Plan. Ich starte es einfach nochmal neu. Gucken, was jetzt passiert. Ich hoffe mal, dass wir jetzt diesen...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Das hat er noch nie gesagt.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Guck mal, hätte das jetzt wirklich neu gestartet, wirklich komplett neu von vorne, dann wären hier nämlich noch Kartons gewesen in der Mitte.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Jetzt will ich mal gucken, was er sagt, wenn ich den Code nämlich eingebe, bevor er ihn mir verraten kann.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Schön. Schauen wir uns dabei diese Landschaftsbilder an.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Jawohl. Und abwärts. Also die haben das Spiel echt mit Humor gemacht, das muss man denen echt lassen. Ist auf jeden Fall echt geil geworden. Und war auch gar nicht mal so teuer. Und auf jeden Fall kann ich sagen, kauft euch das Spiel, unterstützt diese Leute. Und wer weiß, vielleicht gibt es ja auch noch...
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Da will ich vielleicht auch noch mal reden, danke. Vielleicht gibt es ja auch noch Wege, die ich nicht entdeckt habe oder so. Keine Ahnung. Oh, mein Licht hier.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Das
with
kenne ich.
television screens.
Hier waren wir schon.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced
Müsste
to
da in der
images
Mitte
on
vom
screen.
Bildschirm jetzt sein.
And Stanley, one of them,
Das war
eternally wandered in this
247.
place where freedom meant nothing.
Ich hätte gern Aufzug.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Tja, bevor wir das herausfinden, mach ich doch mal eine Folgenpause. Weil ist schon wieder so weit. Was leuchtet denn da grün ist ein Ding? Und da auch. Naja, was auch immer. Ich bin weg. Bis dann. Tschüss, Leute.